All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of ABQ Sports Crew. We are back in the year 2019. We want to welcome you as I am here with Adam Nish.
How's it going, everybody?
And unlike the Bears kicker, Elijah still has his job. Unfortunately, he's just not here.
I mean, technically that guy's still got a job right now. But I mean, we'll get to that. Happy New Year, everybody. You know, it's a forgetful time of year. At least I remembered my shirt. So, Josh, I don't know what your excuse is, but thanks for tuning in. We had a heck of a week of football. We're going to get to that. We're going to cover some crew versus quarter results.
Playoffs.
We have a fun new game at the end of the show that you guys are going to love. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a fun one today.
Yeah, and you know, like we said, Elijah Esquivel not here today, but we also have Jen, the producers, here. Give her a round of applause. Without her, the show wouldn't run. So
I did.
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. It is wild card weekend, and we had some interesting games. We had some boring games, and then we had one that came down to the last second.
I don't know if you can call any playoff game boring. Well, that Houston game.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get out of the way first. But over the weekend, it was the Colts 21-7 over the Texans. The Cowboys squeaking by the Seahawks 24-22. The Chargers almost letting a comeback happen as they beat the Ravens 23-17. And at the last second, the Bears could not finish off the Eagles as it hit double crossbar. But we'll get to that.
I got a feeling this will be a talkative show. Make sure you hit us up in the comments. If you guys at any point want to give us a call, chime in on the show. Number is 505-250-9318. We'll throw that on the screen. It's going to be a fun week. We'll get to all of your questions. We'll get to a little bit of everything. But guys, this is ABQ Sports Crew. We are back better than ever for the new year. I sounded like Mike Golick right there a little. Or no, who was that? Greeny. That's his line. I got to stay away from that. He's one of my heroes, a Jets fan. We do have to talk about that a little bit when it comes to the head coach search, because there is a lot of head coach vacancies in the NFL right now, too. Let's take it away. What are we going to kick off?
All right, we're going to start off with the Colts and the Texans. This one was just hard to watch if you're an NFL fan, because it was just 21-0.
Not if you're a Colts fan.
Not if you're a Colts fan, but Colts coming into this playoffs winning 9 of the last 10. They started 1-5. We called it as they were done. They weren't even going to come close to the playoffs.
Right.
Get in, go into Houston, and then Houston pulls the typical Houston Texans, and that's choking in the first round of the playoffs.
I was looking back to our under review midweek section that we've got going that we've got to get back on top of.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like 3 or 4 weeks in. Our prediction for the Colts, we said they were in full rebuild mode, and they just got their first playoff win. I think that's the 3rd team ever to win a playoff game after starting, was it 1-5 or something like that? Like, unreal. Andrew Luck is for real. He's back, and that defense surprised me.
Not the defense. Give it up for the offensive line, Adam. The Colts offensive line.
It's Quentin Nelson.
2 years ago, last year, gave up 2.5 sacks a game.
Yeah.
This year gives up half a sack a game. Okay.
And that goes a long ways for a quarterback who hasn't been the healthiest throughout his career.
And Andrew Luck just looked phenomenal. He was 19 of 32, 222, 2 touchdown passes. And Mack was the main reason why the Colts ran away with it. Literally, 24 carries, 140 yards.
Those wiggle sticks. Did you see the juke moves that guy threw on? I mean, breaking ankles out there. And I'm not talking about Alan Hearns. I'm talking about just straight.
Ouch.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. But just unreal. This is a legitimate contender. They're going to be heading up to Foxborough next week.
No.
They won't be playing the Patriots?
Colts are going to Kansas
the Chiefs.
City.
I don't know what I'm thinking. They're going to be playing the Chiefs. And that's another one that you just can't look past. You can't look past any of these teams. One thing that we did call is last week we were talking about this Houston Texans team and the fact that they have had the easiest schedule in the entire NFL. Anybody with a winning record, they've struggled against or lost against. They went on that massive winning streak, but they were playing scrubs. They were beating up on teams like the Jets, the Raiders. They were playing teams that can't win a game. So, I mean, I'm not saying they're a bad team. I think they have the best receiver in the NFL, but they were just not prepared.
I think one thing that hurt them the most was injuries in the wide receiver position. They were out Demaryius Thomas. They were out Will Fuller. Yes, you have one of the best in the game in DeAndre Hopkins, but you can't do it all by himself.
It's crap.
But I believe with a better receiver than the rookies that they had, I think they would have been a more competitive football game, if you think about it.
I mean,
but Deshaun Watson couldn't do everything himself. He was 29 of 49.
He made some terrible plays. I'm a
he
big
throws
Deshaun
low.
I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan. But you look, even when he got down to the end zone, he had a wide open pocket and he just chucked that slant route early to DeAndre Hopkins right before the half. Not a great game, and you feel for people like DeAndre Hopkins with his everything charitable he was doing this last week with people like J.J. Watt. You've got a heart of gold in the Houston Texans. They've been through hell down there in Houston with the hurricane, with everything. It's a team you can't help but root for. But you've got. At halftime, I think drawing a blank quarterback Deshaun Watson. I feel like he was trying to go back and sign up for Clemson. That's. It was just an atrocious game.
It was hard to watch, like I said, and if you're a real football fan, it kind of got kind of boring there towards the end. You were hoping that the Texans would kind of make a comeback, but it's the same Texas team that makes the playoffs year after year and just disappears, and you don't know what happened. And you knew what happened in this game. Deshaun Watson played scared. He was his first playoff game. The passes he threw were worse than watching high school football. I mean, the guy was throwing low. His receivers couldn't. They were open. He just couldn't get it to him.
I mean, the only one that he outshined this first week of the playoffs was Dak Prescott. And we'll get to that because Dak Prescott is the worst, one of the most overrated. I mean, as bad as he is, and everybody thinks he's bad, he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks still because he is that trash. We'll get there, but honestly, I mean, Andrew Luck's back. The Colts are back. The Colts are going to make a run, and they're going to give Patrick Mahomes fits up there.
Yeah, and then that's going to be next Saturday as the Colts and the Chiefs go at it, and I'm really hoping for a good game. I think Andrew Luck is going to be the scariest guy to face in the playoffs. You heard the announcers over and over in the AFC.
The scariest?
In the AFC.
There's this guy Tom Brady. He's okay. Patrick Mahomes. 50 touchdowns. The scariest guy.
You heard the announcers over and over again say that the one team that teams do not want to face coming into the playoffs was the Colts.
They can say it all you want. I know they're on the rise. They're peaking, and it's all about peaking at the right time. If you look at the Bears, like we'll talk about today, granted they won in every facet of that game, but kind of plateaued out there at the end. You have to be peaking at the end of the season to make that run. It's all about how you enter the playoffs. Kudos to the Colts.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the last night's game as well between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks.
How about them Cowboys?
Please don't. That's all I've been seeing on Facebook.
I didn't see Skip and Shannon go off about that. That'd be fun. All I care about is Stephen A. Smith has to be I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I'll leave it at that.
Let's talk. I mean, let's talk about quarterbacks here. It was 24-22, Dallas getting the victory. Russell Wilson, 18-27, 233 yards, 1 touchdown. Dak Prescott, 22 of 33, 226 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The story is the Cowboys shutting down one of the best running games in the league, and that was
Carson. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of. It kind of made me happy because you have Schottenheimer over there at the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and being an ex-Jet and watching what we had to suffer through with him, his run up the middle. I mean, his ingenuity was like carving with brick and stone. Like, it was just god-awful play calling, and you had players like Baldwin just balling out, making one-handed catches, and those throws that Russell Wilson was making, he was putting them on a dime. He was fighting, but they just couldn't hold up.
You took away the Cowboys. I was talking to a coworker about this. The Cowboys did what they needed to do in taking out the run game from the Seahawks, because that's how the Seahawks were going to go into Dallas and win, was by running the football.
See, but here's the problem. You've got a Cowboys team that's going to have to go and take on the Rams. I mean, as hyped as we are about them, and we're saying any given Sunday, how about those Cowboys? And we'll get back to this game a little bit. But looking forward to this next week, you've got to figure they're going to have to put up a lot more points to stick with the Rams. You have to score 30, 40, 50 points to beat the Rams, and that's not going to happen with Dak Prescott.
Nope.
Prescott was forcing balls. Everyone's like, okay, he drops that teardrop into the end zone. He underthrew that ball. That one that he had a Cooper going across the middle, that one was so underthrown that if he could have gotten him on the slant route, that's a touchdown all day.
And he's not going to be able to run up the middle like he did against
Seattle. That interception in the end zone underthrew the hell out of him. His greatest play was flipping into the end zone because he got his knees taken out.
But like I said, he's not going to be able to do that, though, against the vicious defense
Absolutely
of the Rams.
not.
Aaron Donald's going to
break.
Yeah.
And break.
Well, I mean, going back to this game, it was back and forth, right? And that's what you wanted in a playoff game. You want a game that was on the edge of your seat, going back and forth. And these two were all night long. Someone score, they answer right back. Yes, and happened to be field goals in the first part of it, but at least it was an entertaining game, and that's what you want.
I'm curious what you guys think. I mean, Cowboys going into Los Angeles to play the Rams. Is it any given Sunday? Do the Cowboys have a shot, or are they going to get the brakes blown off them? I think they're going to get a mean reality check.
There's a difference between Carson and Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
And Gurley is up for MVP for a reason. I mean, he's just dominating the league.
He's that good. He may have declined a little, but Woods has stepped up where he's let down. You still have a phenomenal defense. I don't care if they're saying, oh, they put up 40, they put up 50. Look at the teams that put up 40 and 50 on the Rams. We're talking the Chiefs. We're talking. I mean, these are teams that it's going to be highly competitive. The Seahawks in a divisional game can play with anybody, but I just don't see. I love Van Der Esch. But here's an issue right here. The Cowboys are hurting at wide receiver.
Yeah.
I like almost coughed there, did you? The Cowboys are broken at wide receiver right now. They
break their own ankles.
That was gruesome. Prayers out for Allen Hurns. So we did get an update on that. Allen Hurns' ankle was just separated. He's already had surgery. He should be back by August. But, God, that was awful to see. And then you see Cole Beasley limping all over himself, getting pulled off. And then I'm trying to blank, their tight end that went off a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Jade.
Hold on, I got it right here.
Oh, my God, I'm drawing a blank. But he went off for 3 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. He didn't do much this last game. And so you've got to rely on Zeke. If Zeke doesn't break that 40, 50-yarder at the end of this week's game, Cowboys are sitting at home.
Jarwin,
yeah. I mean,
Cooper was the main. And if the Rams want to stop the Cowboys, you got to stop Cooper. Cooper and Elliott. Those are the two. You shut down those two, the Cowboys are going to have a god-awful time of scoring.
And you can say I'm hating on the Cowboys. You can say I'm just out to get the Cowboys. I got nothing against the Cowboys. I got a lot of friends that are Cowboys fans. I want to see you. I don't have a dog in the fight. So I'd like to see you guys go far.
I'd like to hear from Elijah Skibell what he thinks about this. I wonder how he was feeling. He was in Dallas. Unfortunately, he wasn't at the game, but he was in Dallas, and I wanted to hope he was, hoping he would be here, but he's not here. And what a best friend he is. I mean, it's going to be a good game next week, and we got to move on to today's games. It was very entertaining between the Chargers and the Ravens. Chargers moving on with a 23-17 victory. They're going to head to Foxborough next week and take on the Patriots. But Adam, let's talk about this game. Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco. You must have been wondering what Flacco was thinking, sitting on the bench the whole game.
No, I mean, you've got to ban.
You knew he wasn't coming
back. He's not coming in. He's absolutely not. Harbaugh's going to be out of Baltimore regardless. That defense played lights out. They played solid football, and they actually made a solid comeback there in the end. But I mean, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers are for real. That is a team that very well could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. That's a team that I really don't think anybody is just going to look past. All of these people are contenders at this point in time. They played lights out. That defense stepped up big time today. It was just a good game on all facets. It started slow. What were we? I mean, we're looking at 7 points at the half.
I think it was like 6-3.
Yeah.
No, 12-0 at halftime. All field goals, by the way. And today was field goal day. It was just, if you were a kicker, today was your day. Phillip Rivers was 22-32, 160 yards. Lamar Jackson didn't get his passing yards until the fourth quarter. 14-29, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the key fumble to end the game.
Which you can't knock him too hard for that. You're trying to make a play. You're a young quarterback. Kudos to Lamar Jackson. He's the youngest quarterback to start in a postseason game ever. I mean, that's huge. And not only to do that, but that crowd was raucous. Did you see Ray Lewis comes out, does his dance before the game? It was a cool environment. But, I mean, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, all of them, the Chargers are for real.
Kudos to the Chargers for making adjustments because, remember, they played each other about 3-4 weeks ago, and it came out with the Ravens on top. But kudos to the Chargers for figuring out how to stop a running quarterback, and they did. They shut him down well. Fourth quarter, yes, they let a couple slip. Lamar made some great plays on the run, but good job by the Chargers.
Playing the Patriots.
Chargers go to New England next week, and look at this.
Next week, we're all Chargers fans.
Phillip Rivers is 0-7 against Tom Brady.
They had a list of it. There was like 6 different active quarterbacks that are in the postseason right now or whatever.
Nobody has in the AFC. Nobody has a winning record against Tom Brady.
None of them.
Not even a win.
But here's the thing. I hate that stat. Because do quarterbacks play quarterbacks, or do quarterbacks play the opposite team's defense?
What's scary is they have to go to New England. I'm really hoping
they have
the
a
Chargers
0 record against Bill Belichick.
I'm hoping the Chargers pull this one out, but it is just so difficult to beat Tom Brady in New England.
No, I mean, here's I hate them. The Patriots have been so up and down all year long. You have them getting beat by teams like the Lions, and then you have them.
But it was all on the road, though. It was all. Tom Brady was undefeated at home. That's the thing. He's always undefeated at home. You just can't.
It's because they get the mics of the other two.
Yeah, they do, and the tablets. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to beat Tom Brady next week, you got to take out his best thing, and that's himself. You got to make Tom Brady play not the football he's used to playing by running the ball, making him run, getting him out of that pocket. If you give him time in the pocket,
that defense can do it.
And they're gonna. This is why I think LA has a chance. I think the Chargers.
San Diego. There just needs to be a fine jar for every time you call him San Diego.
And former ABQ Sports Crew member Mundo, he never comment or puts things on his Facebook except for his stories. For the first time I saw him this year, go Bolts.
Yeah.
And all those people in San Diego, you're probably finding your jerseys in the trash can right now because
going and searching for them. Suddenly you've got to. I mean, how about that migration to LA? 2 LA teams at the top of their divisions, really. I mean, it is extremely possible that we could have an LA Super Bowl
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, which would be pretty dang cool. Give us a call. Let us know your thoughts. Number's 505-250-9318. We'd love to hear from you. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. I mean, if they match mine, they're probably right. So just let us know what you're thinking.
I want to ask this first. What happens now to Joe Flacco and John Harbaugh? They already announced.
Harbaugh's already out.
Harbaugh's gone. So
Flacco needs to retire. Like he's terrible.
I think Jacksonville goes after Flacco next year. I think that's
a very good possibility.
And John Harbaugh, he can end up somewhere we didn't expect him.
Kind of. If we're going to go down that
I know
route,
Arizona's hunting for him.
If we're going to go down that route, if Cowboys lose this upcoming week, is Jason Garrett at this point in any hot water? I don't think so. I think you guys screwed yourselves out of finally getting rid of Jason Garrett.
This win sealed it for him, saying that he's going to be staying.
No.
I already.
It gives Jerry Jones an excuse to keep him.
On the way over here, Adam Schefter reported that the Cardinals are going to be heavy pursuit of John Harbaugh. And they're also going to be, I think Miami's going to want an interview with him. So
and I know different teams meet different coaches' needs in different ways, but I've never understood this whole clamoring after coaches that just got fired. Like they're talking about the Jets going after Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy got fired because he's been garbage for years. Like he hasn't done much, and he's been riding the coattails of one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Sorry, Elijah, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Granted, he gets all the calls. But Mike McCarthy just hasn't done anything with that. And so now you've got the Jets talking to him. You've got this team, that team, whatever. And then you have Bruce Arians being pursued by, they're saying Tampa Bay might pick up Bruce Arians. These guys didn't do the job well where they were. So for all of you clamoring for that person to be the head coach of your football team or to get in there, and I don't get it.
I like Denver going after Chicago's defensive coordinator, though. I think that's a good.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about a lot. They're talking about the Jets going after the defensive line coach for the Cowboys. We're talking about going down to college.
We got to talk about that in a little bit because there's one game today we got to definitely talk about. Sorry, Jordan, if you're watching, but we got to talk about today's Bears-Eagles game. The Philly magic continues with Nick Foles. I mean, the guy is just incredible when it comes to winning these clutch games. I mean, that pass he made. I mean, he had that Bear defender right in his face. He made a sidearm throw, and it just landed right in there perfectly to seal the deal.
Well, and what's crazy is
Cody Parkey.
Yeah, we'll get to Cody Parkey. I mean, my heart was broken for you Bears fans. No, I was
16-15 was the score. It was another game of nothing but field goals. I mean, we had 2 touchdowns from the Philadelphia Eagles because Nick Foles, 25 of 40, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But look at this, Adam. Mitchell Trubisky, 26 of 43, 303 yards passing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was worried about Mitch Trubisky, and yes, he had some errant throws going through it, but I feel like he played a pretty dang good game.
I think so, too.
I feel like the Bears, from an offensive-defensive aspect, won that game. They had them dead to rights there at the end. There's no reason that the Bears shouldn't be moving on right now if it wasn't for Cody Parkey. If you guys didn't miss it, Cody Parkey bounced 4 off the uprights during the season. I don't think it's ever been done before. Just unreal bad. Like, you have to try. You couldn't do that if you tried bad. 2 seconds, what was it, like 2 seconds left?
There's 5 seconds
5 seconds left. Kicks the game-winning field goal to win a playoff game. He actually made the first one, but they froze the kicker. Knocks the next one off the left upright, and then it bounces off the middle post, hits 2 posts on a single kick.
Hey, Bears fans, can you call in and tell us how your heart was feeling at that moment?
I don't know if I want to talk to a Bears fan right now. Like here's the thing. Like, that has been the story of the Bears season. The game they lost a game by a yard on a bad call. Like, they have had the worst luck, and that is a team that I picked as very likely
to be probably the scariest team to go in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, their defense did prove it, though. I mean, they only gave up 16 points. And
well-coached team, phenomenal defense.
Give it up to the offensive line for Philadelphia for stopping Khalil Mack. Mack only got in there a couple times, but to stop the running back. He didn't get to the quarterback today. I mean, Khalil Mack is a monster, and they shut him down. So the offensive line for Philly, good job.
So let us know what you think about that. Right before halftime, that was a very controversial play. You and me are on opposite sides of the fence on this as well. So Trubisky throws the ball to get him in. I mean, just right up close to the end zone.
He threw it to Miller.
And I mean, it hits him in the hands. But here's the thing: defender has an arm underneath the ball, twisting and turning. As they go down to the ground, the ball gets pulled out. In my book, he didn't secure it. The ball's moving. That's an incomplete pass, which is what they called.
I saw it this way. The receiver had possession. He had 5 steps, Adam. He took 5 steps.
How did he have possession with an arm? Was he holding
on
to the arm and the ball?
He had the arm in it.
So that ball's not moving when he has an arm on it.
No, if you watch it all the way, he has the ball in his chest, and then it goes down, and then that's when the arm pops up. And when they make contact on the ground, that's when the ball pops out. And that's why the guy that was in the booth with NBC Sports said that should be a fumble. So it's actually both teams' fault for not going after, because the referee was the first one to pick it up. And we played high school football, and we know the first thing to do is when there's a loose ball on the ground, you go after it, no matter what. I mean, yes, they say stop when the whistle blows, but you keep going after that football, because if the Bears would have recovered that football,
everybody in their right mind would say that's not a complete catch, though. I mean, not that we'll ever freaking know what a catch is in the NFL. We're never going to know. No matter what they change, no matter what they do to the rule book, we're never going to know. But here's what I mean: if you've got an arm hooked to that ball, and that defender, as you're going to the ground, pushes it out. I don't care if you take 30 steps and that ball's moving like that, and that defender has his ball between you, or his arm between you and the ball, and ends up ripping it out. That's not a complete catch. You have to control the ball to the ground.
It's true, but like you said, we don't know what's going to be called.
I mean, that's not the rule anymore. It's just a football move. You can catch it,
but the
take a couple steps, and the ball could go wherever.
The main thing is you go after a loose football no matter what. You see a ball fly out, you go after it.
They sure as hell will be doing that next time.
Because they already said, the referee said if someone would have gotten the ball, they probably would have called it in the favor of whoever received it.
It's possible.
So, but we'll never know because now Chicago is eliminated, and that means that Philly heads to New Orleans. Remember earlier this year.
It's the hair. It's got to be the hair of Urlacher. Like shave it off, call it good. Urlacher and Ditka came out during the game. That was actually kind of cool. Ditka and Urlacher walked out together to hype up the crowd. Ditka was not in his infamous sweater vest, unfortunately. But Urlacher shaved the head.
No, you're thinking Buckus. It was Buckus.
Oh, Dick Buckus. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Buckus was the one waving the towel. Not Mike Ditka.
That was Ditka.
No, it was Buckus.
No.
You want to bet? Yeah. It was linebackers. How about we make a bet, sports?
All right, well, I could be wrong with that. Regardless, I mean, my heart goes out to you, Bears fans. That one was tough. You were the better team today and didn't come away with the win. And I will tell you one thing: Cody Parkey is no longer welcome in Chicago, and I would be shocked if he's on that team next season.
Knowing how cruel Chicago fans can be, I mean, look at what happened with the Cubs.
Oh, look what happened with Walsh.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't knock him. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. He made his first one. He got frozen. Could you imagine the nerves in a playoff game like that? But that's what you're paid to do.
It's totally true. I totally agree with you. So we got to
hit the post, though.
That's a heartbreak because I've lost that way before where it's been in the favor of the field goal going through. Or the Chiefs and the Broncos. When the Chiefs kicked it, hit the upright, and everybody in Denver was cheering, but it found its way in the back.
And that's what's crazy about it. They say football is a game of inches.
This one was literally
on
inches.
The middle crossbar, if that hits, leaning just a hair inside, that goes through, and the Bears win today. It didn't. Bears are going home.
So now we got to move on. We're going to do the crew versus quarter, but we're also talking about next week's games as well. Speaking of crew versus the quarter, we had a heck of a season with this. 256 football games were played, and it's time to announce who is the winner of crew versus quarter season edition. This is for the regular season. And in last place was Elijah Esquivel at 120, 134, and 2.
A guru he is not.
Third place went to me at 123, 131, and 2. Second place went to Adam at 124 and 130. You beat me by a game. But the winner.
But none of us won.
The winner, the only one above 500, is right here. Woo! The quarter is the only one above 500. It went 128, 126, and 2.
And this, I will say, out of all of our years of doing this, because even back on the Blog Talk Radio days when we weren't even on YouTube or anything, this quarter was a guru. And this was one of the weirdest seasons ever. You didn't know who was going to win. There were upsets galore. Yeah. It was just crazy.
We made fun of the quarter so many times of the games it predicted, but it actually ended up being in its favor. And it took us out. So, I mean, next year, put your money on the quarter because it might just get you a victory. So,
which really tripped us up when it was picking weird ones, like Bills are going to beat the Patriots. We're like, maybe the quarter knows something.
So now we got to move on to next Saturday's game. It's at 2:35 our time, Mountain Time. It's the Colts heading into Arrowhead to face the Chiefs. This is going to be a game to watch. What a way to start off divisional weekend.
See, I'm going to give the nod to the Chiefs. And you can't knock the Colts for coming off such a phenomenal game, but going into Arrowhead in the postseason and facing a quarterback that put up 50-plus touchdowns this year, facing Tyreek Hill. I mean, nobody's stopping Hill. Absolutely nobody. The running game is coming back a little bit after losing Kareem, and that defense has stepped up a little bit. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Colts. It's going to be a better game than some people think, but I still would give the nod to the Chiefs.
Chiefs 42, Colts 28. I think
wow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very high score game. Come on, dude. The Chiefs defense really I think they got to give one of the most amount of points in the season.
No, I know that, but I mean that's still a 2-3 score game.
Yeah, it's a 2-touchdown game, and I think it'll be like a little bit more of a blow. I think we're going to be looking at like a 42-21, and then the
Colts the Chiefs not going one and done in the playoffs and making it to the AFC Championship game, which would be phenomenal. There's a new era out there with Patrick Mahomes that's going to be interesting. What's the quarter got?
Quarter's taking the road team and an upset taking the Indianapolis
Colts. I hate
Colts.
that quarter. It's right way too much, and it bugs.
So you're taking Kansas City as well.
Let us know in the comments.
You let us know
what you think. Give us a call, 505-250-9318. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about any of these playoff matchups, anything at all, just hit us up. Love to talk to you.
Second one on Saturday is going to be a great game as Dallas goes to LA to face the Rams.
I don't know if that's going to be a great game, Josh. I don't think Dak is going to step up to the task. That defense, I will not knock. That defense is solid, but Dak doesn't have any tools at receiver other than Amari Cooper right now, who is solid, but Beasley is beat up, like we said. I mean, we can go down that road again, but they're going to be watching Zeke. Zeke and Amari. That defense can handle Zeke and Amari.
Aaron Donald's assignment this week, get to Zeke Elliott and make sure Sue and Donald are going to be making sure that Ezekiel's day is a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And Todd Gurley is going to get loose. Woods is going to get loose.
I think the one to watch is not going to be Robert Woods. It's going to be Reynolds. I think Reynolds is going to
Reynolds very well could. I don't see it being a super close game. I don't see it being as high scoring as some people like. Do you think the Rams is going to be a 30, 40-point game? No. I would say if you want to pick scores, I will go Rams 31.
Dang it.
That's still kind of high scoring. Rams 31, Cowboys 17.
I'm going to take the Rams 31 as well, Cowboys 10. So, coin.
It's a bit more of a route.
Damn.
Taking the Cowboys. Man, is this upset year?
Is this the spirit of Elijah?
I swear, if we have like a Cowboys-Patriots Super Bowl, nobody's going to watch. It's going to be the worst ratings.
We had the former ABQ Sports Crew member, Isaiah Trujillo. Gosh, already calling Dallas. That man would get a tattoo that says 2019 Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champion.
He would.
Knowing the fact that he hates Dak Prescott with a passion, still calling a championship for the Cowboys.
And honestly, I know you guys have been faithful to your Cowboys out there, so I'm not knocking them. I wouldn't be too hurt to see Cowboys, as long as it's not Patriots. Not the Patriots. No.
All right, next Sunday to start off the day. Many of you will be missing church because the Chargers go to Foxborough to face the Patriots.
And you know my pick. I haven't picked the Patriots all season. I'm not picking them now. I don't care what the odds say. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about anything. Phillip Rivers is going to be America's hero and keep the Patriots out of even the AFC Championship game to make it a compelling postseason.
Adam, like I said earlier in the show, I can't go against New England at home. I think they're just... The scary thing is, say Indianapolis pulled an upset over Kansas City and New England wins, guess where the AFC Championship is going to be?
In New England. Yeah.
And so that's the scary thing.
Just stop being depressing me, Josh. I hate the Patriots. I hate everything about you. I have to take fans.
I hate saying it, but your brother's going to be on my side today because I have to.
Don't say it, Josh.
The coin.
Don't say it.
The coin is going with the home team as well, with the New England Patriots.
I hate the Patriots, man.
Everybody does, man, but it's Tom Brady at home.
And he's like, the greatest thing, Tom Brady's like, I plan on playing next year and the year after that and the year after that. Shut up, dude. I'm done with you.
And the last one to end next Sunday night is going to be the Eagles going to the Saints. Remember, they played early in the season and the Saints just whacked the Eagles 41-7. Is it a different story this time, Adam?
The Saints and the Eagles. No, Saints are going to work the Eagles. I don't think they're near as good. I mean, they played phenomenal today, and I think it's a bit of that residual. Like you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, like this is the defending Super Bowl champions, and I think that might have gone to the bit. And they still should have lost today to the Bears. They're one errant kick away from losing already. They're not getting by Saints with Kamara. Okay, so here's the thing with the Saints it's the only thing that really has me worried is the receiving core. They do have some talent at the receiving core, but they needed a bit more depth. That's why they went out and got Dez. Didn't work out. They went out and got Brandon Marshall. Didn't work out. They were desperately looking for something to aid them to give them that Super Bowl run, and they didn't find it. So they have Michael Thomas. They have Kamara's actually going to be out and swinging out and catching some balls, but that receiving core still has me a bit worried. I would say with Drew Brees, you can't be too worried. I still think he gets the job done, and that defense is playing better. So, yeah, Saints get the win. What do we got?
Taking the home team.
Who dat?
So, according to the coin, the Colts will be heading to New England to face the Patriots in the AFC Championship, and Dallas will be heading to New Orleans to face the Saints in the NFC Championship.
That'd be kind of a compelling thing.
According to me, it's the Kansas City Chiefs heading to home against New England in the NFC Championship, and the Rams and Saints in New Orleans for the NFC Championship. According to Adam, it's going to be Kansas City at home against the Chargers for the NFC Championship, and the Rams heading to the Saints for the NFC Championship.
It's got to be Rams Saints.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It has
to be.
It's gonna be good. I mean, guys, let us know who you guys got going next week to the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship as well, because now we got to talk about some things that happened during our break when we didn't have a show last week. Me and Adam.
If you guys haven't caught it, by the way, make sure you hop on last week's episode. It wasn't a live show, but we did the best of 2018.
Hilarious moments.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. We got a lot of moments.
Everybody loved Bubba.
It was a great episode. It's only like a 5 to 7 minute video, but it broke down some of our most hysterical moments of last year. Check it out. It's fun.
The butt joke.
I mean, it started bumpy. And what's cool is you kind of see our progression. We had Julian Chavez producing the show, and we started in a different bedroom. We didn't have a set. We were figuring out a lot about how to make a YouTube episode. And we've come a long ways, and we still have a long ways to go.
So during our break, me and Adam woke up to wonderful news on New Year's Eve that 2 head coaches of ours of the teams we follow got the boot on Black Monday. Mm-hmm. And Todd Bowles no longer a member of the New York Jets, and Vance Joseph no longer the head coach of the Denver Broncos. Many of you were out there happy as well. If you're a Dolphins fan or a Cardinals fan, say, well, how about the Cardinals coach? One and done. I mean, he only had 1 season to make something out of this, and
still got to produce.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have a job to do. I found out the Jets interviewed the Dolphins head coach Adam Gase. I was like, what are you doing? But no, here's the thing. Todd Bowles went 10-6, promising back with Fitzpatrick in the Fitzmagic days, and we're like, okay, build upon that, build something, put it together. Granted, this is a lot McCagnon too. Then he goes 5-11. Absolutely huge step back. We're like, can you do this? We're gonna give you another shot. 5-11. I defended him and defended him and defended him because I like Todd Bowles, the guy. But there's just no life in him. There is no leadership. There is no discipline, and there's no success. And we're getting more and more and more of the same. And in my opinion, McCagnon, the GM, should be out of town too because he didn't build a team. He did a good job getting Jamal Adams and getting Sam Darnold, who we can build upon. But I'm glad he's out of town. A lot of people are saying McCarthy. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm glad it's not Todd Bowles, and I'm glad we're sitting in a really interesting spot. And this is my last chance to talk about the Jets before a long and cold offseason. So here's the thing. We've got a young quarterback. There's a very good chance we pick up Le'Veon Bell in the offseason. We need an offensive line. So here's my take. This is my hot take. This is what I think we need to do. Trade out of that 3rd-round pick. Pick up a couple of 2nd-round picks or whatever the case may be. Build our offensive front. We have the capital to pick up Le'Veon and, God willing, Antonio Brown. If we could pick up Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, we have the cap space for both right now. We get both of them out. Take a young quarterback and put superpower tools like that around him and build upon the defense and get an offensive-minded head coach. We are headed in the right direction.
I have to do this.
Yeah,
wake up,
that's
man.
In a perfect world. I know that's in a perfect world.
There's already
the Jets
rumors.
will find a way to screw it up.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing we got to talk about as well. We'll get to that. But I'm happy that Vance Joseph is gone. A lot of people were very happy when they saw Kubiak standing next to Elway. That doesn't necessarily mean that Kubiak's coming back. Maybe he's just really good friends with John Elway. They were backup and starter quarterback together for many years. It'd be nice to see Kubiak back, but like we said, we already interviewed. We're waiting for the Bears. Now they're done. Now we're gonna go interview their head coach. We interviewed. Interviewing
the Bears head coach?
No, the defense coordinator. My apologies.
I was like,
the one the Broncos are really liking right now is the Steelers offensive coordinator, because the Steelers are just absolutely falling apart.
Go get Urban Meyer.
He'll never coach. He'll never coach again. Right. To me, as a head coach, I wouldn't mind the defensive coordinator for the Bears because that is our team. We have a very strong defense. Now, you have to get rid of Case Keenum, and you have to go after receivers. Broncos, if you are smart, yes, it's a very long shot, but you make an attempt for Antonio Brown. We need the receivers. We have 3 rookies and Emmanuel Sanders. It's not going to work. You need to make some moves, John Elway. You need to go after and be aggressive. You have the running backs. Now you need the receivers and a quarterback. Make a move for Nick Foles next year. Do something. Anything's better than Case Keenum.
What makes me nervous, the only thing that has me hung up is with Antonio Brown. I know he had some division with the quarterback, with Roethlisberger, and I don't respect Roethlisberger as is. But, I mean, how fragile are you? They're saying, a lot of people are saying he got his money, he got paid, and his whole attitude changed, his whole demeanor changed. So is he going to be good for a locker room with a young quarterback like a Sam Darnold, or is he going to be looking elsewhere? They're actually, you know who they're saying AB may
San
end up with?
Francisco is the number one thing there.
They're saying Cleveland.
Cleveland.
They're saying Antonio Brown might
just to get some payback at the Steelers.
Get out there with a. I mean, get out. Why not? If you got that attitude, that pairs just fine with Baker Mayfield.
I know,
that's a scary team.
I know Greg Kittle was the one recruiting out in San Francisco, saying, "Hey, Antonio,
who doesn't like Kittle?
Kittle, hey, congratulations for being the top tight end in football." So,
breaking the records.
Yeah.
Lots of vacancies. Gonna see a lot of movement, but here's the thing: no more Vance Joseph, no more Todd Bowles. We're moving forward, and we're undefeated in 2019, so that's cool.
All righty, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up because we got to start a new game today. Since Elijah's not here, I had to find something.
I can't lose to Elijah.
You can't lose to Elijah this week, yes, but you can lose to yourself. I thought of something fun, and I tried to find a game that was just for one person, and I found, remember the great TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Well, unfortunately, I don't have $1 million here, but Adam's going to play this game on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
What do you mean it's not real?
No money. I can give you Monopoly money.
I'm good with that.
Monopoly money, yeah.
I just want like our trophy.
So let's see here.
All right, so we're going to play some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
So the rules are just like it on the show. Adam gets a 50-50. Right, you like that? You get... And I looked up copyright rules. As long as I only play it for 15 seconds.
That's so good, we can totally pull it out.
So Adam gets a 50-50, a phone a friend. I think he put his dad on the line.
Him, Elijah. I got a couple.
And the audience. So you guys get to help Adam as well on one question. Jen is here as well. She'll try to help Adam as best she can. Okay, but it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, ABQ Sports Crew edition. And all these questions are NFL related.
What if I lose on like the first one?
Dude, if you lose on the first one, how it works, just like the TV show, guys, it goes 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, 32,000, 64,000.
There needs to be like a puncher. Like if I make it to $1 million, I gotta win something.
If you make it to $1 million, I'll hold another sign out in Montano.
You heard him. But let's get to $1 million. Because if you didn't see, he had a honk of the Broncos sucks sign. Had to shake it for an hour. That's awesome. I'm motivated.
In this freezing weather, I'll do it in shorts and a no-sleeve T-shirt.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. And that's if you win.
You have zero confidence in me.
No, I don't.
Tell that.
All righty, guys. Well, the first question for $100 is...
Final answer.
What does the NFL stand for? A, No Fun League. B, Nike Funded League.
Oh, hey.
C, National Football League. Or D, National Federation League.
I like B. That's actually kind of cool. But we'll go C. Final answer.
C. Final answer. Yes. Congratulations, Adam. Adam for 100. All right. Still got all his lifelines for 200. What does the AFC stand for? Is it the All Football Conference? B, the American Football Conference? C, the Adult Football Conference? Or D, the Amateur Football Conference?
Well, this year it's kind of D, but we'll go B. Final answer.
B, the American Football Conference. Yes, that is correct, Adam. It'll get more tense as we climb the ladder.
These are tough.
300 now on the clock, or on the board here. What does the NFC stand for? Is it A, No Football Conference? B, Nacho Football Conference? C, National Football Conference? Or D, Nike Football Conference?
Are they all going to be jokes except for the correct
no,
answer?
they get real...
I'm pumped if that's the case. We'll go C. Final answer.
C. Final answer. Yes, that is correct, Adam. So for 300.
300.
Now we up to 500. Listen to the questions carefully, Adam. How many games do the NFL teams play? Is it A, 18, B, 16, C, 15, or D, 17?
I feel like this is a trick question.
How many games do they play?
Does a single NFL team play in a season? Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Okay. Read the answers again.
A, 18, B, 16, C, 15, or D, 17?
Are you counting preseason?
No. Just regular season.
So it'd be 16.
Is B your final answer?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yes.
How?
Bye week.
No, 16.
No, they play
16 is
16.
16 is the games. Yes. So Jen would have been eliminated.
Yeah. Oh, get out of here! I feel like you were trying to pull something.
I was trying to get him to say 17.
Why would you say 17? Oh, because there's 17 weeks.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So Adam is up to 1,000 now. Now, Adam, who won the first Super Bowl? Is it A, Bears, B, Chiefs, C, Raiders, or D, Packers?
D, Packers.
Is that your final answer? Yes, the Packers are the winners.
When did they get hard?
Oh,
they're only hard when you act like you're striking me up. You're like, how many games does a single individual play?
For 2000, which NFL team has the most Super Bowls? Is it A, Cowboys, B, Patriots, C, Steelers, or D, 49ers?
That one team that's not even in the playoffs this year, the Steelers. Final answer.
Yes, that is correct. So I have to do something now, because now they're going to get more intense.
Oh, God. That was tough already. No. We're making it to 1 million. I don't care what he thinks. He's going to shake a sign.
You ready, sir?
You're going to do it for like 15 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh.
4,000. Which NFL player has the most regular season MVPs? Is it A, Peyton Manning,
Has the most.
B, regular season MVPs, B, Tom Brady, C, Brett Favre, or D, Joe Montana? Remember, Adam still has all his lifelines.
I'm going to phone a friend because I feel like I know this.
All right, he's phoning a friend.
Cut that. Give me 30 seconds on the clock. I'm going to call Dad.
He's calling his daddy.
Give me 30 seconds. You ready?
Okay, hold on. No, you get to say hi to him real quick, and then I'll tell you when you have to start. This is so real.
Dad!
You have to tell him what you're doing.
Oh, he knows. Watch him not even answer. What do I do?
You try calling Elijah.
Oh, you better clutch up and answer that phone.
Oh.
Dropping the ball. I warned him.
Try calling
too.
Elijah.
I might be calling him back.
See if
Elijah Esquivel?
See if Elijah Esquivel.
Oh.
Or if you know anybody else that.
The guy who lost the most?
Yeah, I know he did lose the most, but he knows his sports stuff.
Try it. Whoever you want to call, man.
I'm going to have to.
See if Elijah even answers.
Nobody's going to answer for me. I'm not even going to get to use a lifeline.
Let's see if he even answers. There he is. Elijah Esquivel, welcome to ABQ Sports Crew's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We are here with contestant Adam. He has a question for you. He opted to phone a friend on this one, so I'm going to give Adam 30 seconds, and he's going to read you the question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adam. Hurry.
Wait, what's the question?
Oh, sorry.
You read the question. You got the paper.
All right, hold on here. Elijah, so Adam's question is, which NFL player has the most regular season MVPs? Is it A, Peyton Manning, B, Tom Brady, C, Brett Favre, or D, Joe Montana? 30 seconds is on the clock.
Dude, I know. I think it's Peyton Manning, but
it's definitely Peyton over the other two. I don't know about Montana, but I would guess Peyton as well.
I would guess Peyton. Okay, so your guess is Peyton?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with it. And if I lose, I'll just blame you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, thank you, Elijah. See you next week, bud. All right, so
we'll do Peyton, final answer.
All right. Peyton Manning is the correct answer. The phone correct.
Okay.
Yes, good job, Elijah. You are no longer available to use your phone anymore. But Adam still has his 50-50 and the audience. He is now up to 8,000.
We are going for 1 million, so we got a ways to go.
All right, now we're at 8,000. This team moved from Houston to Nashville. Oh. Is it the A, Ravens, B, Oilers,
I like these questions,
C, Chargers, or D, Cowboys?
Oilers.
Final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. Man, 4,000 kind of stumbled you there for a second.
I don't know why. I knew it was Peyton Manning. I just stumbled.
All right, for 16,000, Adam is doing
Let's
well.
make that money.
He still has 2 lifelines. He has his 50-50 and his audience. All right, 16,000. This team is responsible for the Music City Miracle. Is it A, Titans, B, Bills, C, Raiders, or D, Chiefs?
Wait. I was thinking about the Immaculate Reception. Read the teams again.
A, Titans, B, Bills, C, Raiders, or D, Chiefs?
Music City Miracle. Music City is Nashville, so it's got to be the Titans.
Final answer?
50-50.
Adam is using his 50-50.
No, actually, let's scratch that. Titans, final answer.
Titans, final answer? Adam's moving on to the next one. Jen, what are you two over there? He's texting in the answers.
He's not allowed to use his phone.
I can't look at my phone.
All right.
We are making money.
32,000 Adam is up to.
All right, let's do this.
This NFL quarterback refused to play for the Baltimore Colts.
Oh, come on.
Is
John
it-
Elway, final answer.
Yeah. I try to see if he can still come
Like, let's go.
Yes,
Let's
that
go.
is
What are we getting
32,000. Adam is now up to 64,000.
Whew, we're going to get that million and you're going to be naked.
This one might get
Oh, you're
Adam.
gonna
He
be
still has his 50-50 in his audience. Who is considered the oldest NFL franchise? Is it A, Cardinals,
No.
B, Bears, C, Giants, or D, Packers?
I'd assume the Packers.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer. It's got to be Packers.
Is that your final answer? It is.
Yeah. It's got to be Packers. Considered the oldest.
Congratulations, Adam. You're going on to the next one. Adam is now at the 125,000. He is just 4 questions away from the million.
And we still have 2 lifelines.
And he still has 2 lifelines.
I don't know who. There's like 4 or 5 of you guys watching. Whoever's watching right now, I'm going to need you.
125,000. Here we go. Who holds the highest quarterback rating of all time at 122.5? Is it A, Aaron Rodgers,
No.
B, Phil Simms, C, Tom Brady,
No.
or D, Russell Wilson?
It's got to be Phil Simms. Final answer.
What is she doing?
No, not final answer. I take that back.
No.
Wait, I have lifelines. I have lifelines. Can I go 50-50?
Adam is going with the 50-50.
Yes! Call it back. Pull it back.
We eliminated 2 answers. Tom Brady and Phil Simms have been eliminated.
Okay. I knew that.
So it's going to be Russell Wilson
It's got to be Aaron Rodgers then.
or Aaron Rodgers.
Final answer. I still get it wrong.
Adam's moving on to the 250,000. Jen saved your life.
No,
sir.
she did nothing.
I shouldn't have eliminated Phil Simms. I should have left Aaron Rodgers.
You
and Phil.
should. No, I'm glad you did. All right, guys.
All
in
right.
the comments, if you guys want to comment or call in or anything,
3 questions away from the
that will
million.
count as lifeline. So hit the answers up.
For 250,000, Adam. Which NFL franchise listed below has never had a number 1 pick? Is it
Good question.
Is it A, Pittsburgh Steelers, B, Broncos, C, Chiefs, or D, Cowboys? You still have an audience.
Yeah, hit it up in the comments if you guys want, but read through them one more time so I know.
This NFL franchise
Chiefs have, because they took, what's his name, like center back in the day.
have never had a number 1 pick. This is the A, Steelers, B, Broncos,
I feel like the Broncos.
C, Chiefs, or D, Cowboys.
Number 1 overall.
Have never had a number 1 overall pick.
I feel like Steelers have too. It's either Steelers or Broncos. And I feel like, and they're not saying anything in the comments. We're just going to have to pick one, and I feel like because you picked the question, I'm leaning towards Broncos, but Broncos, final answer.
Adam is moving on to the $500,000 question.
2 questions away from Josh having to shake a sign in a t-shirt and shorts. You didn't think we'd get to this point.
I didn't even think. Yeah, good job.
Granted, there's been some shenanigans along the way, but
$500,000 question. This
help me out, guys. Hit it.
NFL team
Call in.
has the most number one picks. Listed below, this NFL team has the most number one picks. Is it A,
the Browns?
Browns,
I would assume.
B, Bucks, C, Cardinals, or D, Colts?
See, this one I feel like is supposed to trip me up because I'm supposed to think Browns.
Read the answers again.
Why does Jen want the answers read again?
Let's go. I'm not going to go with the Browns. So it was the Browns, the Cardinals.
A, Browns, B, Bucks, C,
Not the
Cardinals, or D, Colts?
Colts. Final answer.
Adam is playing for $1 million! Colts is the correct answer.
I was thinking it just couldn't be. It was either them or Cleveland or the Colts.
Did you know
And I didn't think it was.
For the first many years, they got their spots via lottery.
No lottery picks.
You're Googling. It actually tied with the Rams. Rams also had 7, but I didn't want.
And you'll see no phone, no nothing. Like
For $1 million and for me to hold a sign with shorts and a no-sleeve T-shirt. An NFL merger happened between the Eagles and Steelers, forming the Steagles due to World War II. What year did it happen?
What was a Steagle?
Again, an NFL merger happened between the
Say
Eagles.
it again. Say that word.
The Steagles.
Okay. Say it one more time.
Steagles.
I don't like that. It's not a real team.
This happened. It happened in the football. Forming the Steagles due to World War II. What year did it happen?
It has to be 45.
1941. 1938. Jen, I see you over there. Adam is disqualified.
No! 1938. Final answer.
1938.
30. What was it?
That's your final answer?
33. Final answer.
1930. Yeah, did you hear all the answers?
What's it?
Stop it!
35. I said 1935 is final.
Jen.
1935 is the final answer.
1938.
1934. 5. 3. 4. 2.
Unfortunately, Adam is not going to see me in the no-sleeve T-shirt and no shorts because the answer was 1943.
Oh, you're doing this over here.
We had cheaters in the building.
The whole time!
God, I was wondering how he was doing so good.
The majority I knew. There was a few, though, that there was some.
Gosh, you can't do this at the Sports Crew studio because the husband and wife are helping each other
There
out.
was some shenanigans going on.
Oh, we already have our best moment for 2019 all set up. The cheaters! Oh my gosh.
That was, yeah.
I should have commented. You still have that lifeline.
Yeah, you still have the audience.
Yeah, should just put it in there. Oh, well.
Good job. Hey, good job, cheaters.
How about some final headlines?
Yeah, how about some final headlines? Adam, go ahead. Since Elijah's not here.
Oh, I'm not ready.
Oh, you're not ready?
I got nothing right now. I know
All right, so tomorrow night is the college football championship between Alabama and Clemson.
For what? How many years in a row now?
This is be the 4th time in 5 years that it's between, third time in 4 years that it's between Clemson and Alabama. Earlier this season, I predicted that Alabama was going to win it all, and they did. And no, I did. Because who's going to stop them, really?
No, that's what I'm saying. Bold. Like, of course he did, and everybody did.
Yeah, because watching college football now is like watching, not to be mean, NCAA women's basketball, because you already know which teams.
Why would you?
Because you already know which teams are going. So tomorrow night, make sure you catch it. It's going to be Clemson trying to pull off the upset with a freshman quarterback going against the Crimson Tide. And then since Elijah's not here, I'm going to give the second one. Shout out to the University of New Mexico Lobos.
Oh, for that huge upset.
Upset over number 6 Nevada. It was 85-58. It was almost a 30-point victory. I mean, congratulations, New Mexico. You guys, that was definitely a heck of a win. And sweet looking jerseys, by the way. The yellow jersey with the Zia symbol on it.
Do you see how they were
Very
like
cool.
unboxing them? They open them and there was like the light. They're like, oh, like it was kind of cool.
Hey, Adam, the Lobo hockey team has something going on this
Lobo
week.
Hockey on the 11th is actually going to be back. It's the Los Alamos Shootout. Lobo Hockey Network will be there. I unfortunately am unable to make it due to work. I'm sorry. But Jen and Aaron and Josh and all of them, they're going to be out there. They're going to have a good time. They're going to bring it to you on the Lobo Hockey Network. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube for all your live play-by-play action. The best voice will not be there, but you'll have Josh. Speaking of new uniforms, that's what we're waiting for. The Jets are announcing one in April. We can't wait, but
they're going to go from poop green to pea soup green.
We needed that. Classy. This has been a fun episode.
Yeah, cheaters. I'll remember this one forever. I worked so hard on these questions to start.
They were really good questions. They really were.
I spent 2 hours looking up all these questions.
They were good questions.
Yeah. The guys, if you guys want to do it, maybe we'll do it again next week.
We just need to wait. You know what we need to do?
Oh man, I looked at hardest NFL trivias, and that was like one of the ones.
Let us know if you want to have Jen in front of the camera one of these times.
2019, guys, we want to bring something to your attention. 2019, remember after the Super Bowl, ABQ Sports Crew is going to end season 1. But hey, guys, I am teaming up with Adam. We're going to work on some things like some documentaries I want to work on, you guys. Some NFL players, some NHL guys who have kind of disappeared from the spotlight. Give you like a behind the scoop kind of like thing on what happened. The first one I am working on is a former New Mexico Lobo.
Brian Urlacher?
No.
Hey, I want to be in that.
He I can't give you the full name because I don't want to ruin it, but he attended the University of Baylor and was murdered by his roommate. We're going to give you an in-depth look on kind of what happened to him, and it's going to be a great one.
You just spoiled it.
Yeah.
He was murdered.
He was murdered. So, but I'm not going to give who. You guys will have to tune in to find out. So, and then we're going to do some more Madden videos for you guys.
We'll do a little bit of everything.
We have to do a Tecmo Bowl, dude.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We are going to have a ladies' night eventually. It's going to be fun. But guys, thanks for tuning in. It was a lot of fun, and I kind of almost won at Jeopardy.
Jeopardy wants to be a
millionaire.
Too bad his daddy didn't answer.
I know, what the heck?
Hey, congrats. Elijah bailed you out on that one. So.
He kind of did.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into the ABQ Sports Crew. It is divisional week next week, and we'll break down every single game and give our predictions for the NFC Championship. We want to thank Jen behind the computer, even though she was cheating. Just thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. As for me and Adam and Jen, you guys have yourselves a great night. We'll see you next weekend right here on the ABQ Sports Crew.
Later, guys.